Definite trend in our customers angling active heading towards the idea of saltwater fly fishing, we decided to head down to St Mawes of Cornwall and follow what was going on at the festival. St Mawes is perfectly located for this event, and Derek Onger explains.
The UK Saltwater Fly Fishing Festival this year was the first one we've ever held. It was the brainchild of Amelia Whitaker, who contacted me because she'd had a visitor to her bed and breakfast establishment who'd been bass fishing locally, and she was quite impressed with what he did, and he was also impressed with the area. So she contacted a few of the local people, and she really did get a bee in her body about things. She was really determined to carry on. The idea was to bring saltwater fly fishing, not just locally, but to light, and to give it some sort of profile, and to try and produce something that would carry on throughout the years and would bring fly fishing, saltwater fly fishing, and people from everywhere, all over the world. We've got one gent that's come from Czechoslovakia, and so that we bring them to people, to Cornwall, to help, and introduce people to fly fishing for bass, for mullet, for pollock, and we've really achieved this, and we're really pleased with the approach that we've had this year. Very lucky here because it is a part of the tourism area, but what we also have is very good water. We've got quite a good estuary areas. The water is crystal clear, and another thing we like to do is to keep the sustainability of fish. All of our catches in our competitions and throughout the festival are catch and release, and that's how it starts, and everybody appreciates that, and everybody is willing to carry on and do that. The other advantage that we find now with this year's Saltwater Fly Fishing Festival is that we can see that it's had so much attention, especially from professionals and the media, that we realise that there is a great opening for this to happen in future years. And even now we're speaking about planning next year and the way we can change things, improve things. And we've got a lot of response, a lot of help from people that are in the know-how.
How could you imagine fishing in a more beautiful location than where we are at the moment? And this is how the Cornish coast is in general. There's literally hundreds upon hundreds of miles of beautiful coastline, and it's just a fantastic place to fish. A good range of species here. The people in the competition have obviously caught garfish, pollock, bass, so it's a wide range of species. My particular bent is mullet. A little bit tricky in the immediate area, but if you're prepared to travel 20 minutes in the car, there's some fantastic mullet fishing available. Took a couple of lads yesterday for the first attempt at mullet fishing, and what a wonderful day. In fact, I thought you were in the Caribbean rather than the UK. The colour of the water, the light, and the golden sand, and the mullet are very much like bonefish in that setting. So no need to travel to the Caribbean to enjoy some superb fishing and wonderful surroundings.
The best way to research places to fly fish on the Cornish coast is by boat, and Austin Goldsmith's Zen 2 is the ideal craft for the job. Kitted out with some very good gear that we recognise through the shop, the boat has an incredible fish finder, not that Austin needs it, and lots of power on the back. Skipper Austin knows every bit of these waters, and he took us out to his favourite spots for pollock, but also those wonderful sea bass.
Saltwater fly fishing is not easy at the best of times. It's a hard way of doing things, but fly fishing can feel like that in all its aspects sometimes, and the rewards are sort of in balance with the effort that you put in. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes from here. It's also a great learning exercise. I just heard, because the guys are just back, who've been off mullet fishing today, and one of the guys who was here from Plymouth to listen to Colin McLeod's talk yesterday apparently went back to Plymouth today and caught his first ever 2 mullet on the fly, which is fantastic. So people are learning. It's an opportunity for people to come together who haven't met each other before, so they meet as strangers and part as friends, and that can only be a good thing. So we shall see where it goes, but I'm thoroughly enjoying myself and look forward to next year.
Having the right saltwater flies and fishing the weed beds and drop-offs Mark Bowler explains how simple it is to get into UK saltwater fly fishing on our coast.
My name's Mark Bowler. I'm editor of Fly Fishing Fly Time magazine, publishing editor of it. So we're always looking for the way fly fishing can expand. And saltwater fishing and fly fishing, for me, on the UK coast, is one of those most obvious areas where it can happen. Because when you've got such a resource as this, where you've got a huge coastline, even just around St Mawes here, just expand that throughout the whole country, you've got accessible fishing, which is free, and you can access it with a fly rod. I don't think too many people realise that what kind of fishing is available within yards of the coastline.
Toby Cole from the Field magazine reiterates Mark's point.
So I'm Toby Cove from the Field magazine. I'm here to cover the Fly Fishing Festival for an article in the Field. I thought the festival went very, very well. There was a real mix of anglers. We caught quite a few fish. The conditions were quite difficult, as you can see. It's quite bright today, which is never ideal for fishing from the shore. Nonetheless, we had several bass caught, lots of pollock, lots of mackerel, a few garfish, and overall people had a thoroughly enjoyable weekend. And I think it's a very important festival because it's really celebrating fly fishing in the UK. It's the fastest growing area of the sport in the UK. There's more and more people doing it. And one of the great things for me is that it's free. Anyone can go and fish in the sea whenever they want. You can wander down here on a day like this and cast. There's no restrictions, no one can stop you. It's completely open, which is obviously very different from our river and freshwater fishing in the UK. So I would highly recommend anyone who wants to try fly fishing the salts, do go and try it yourself, or otherwise come next year, the same time of year, end of September in 2016.
As the competition element of the festival came to a close, anglers were found scurrying around the entire St Mawes coast, trying to catch that last fish before the prize giving that afternoon.
And that award for the most pieces caught goes to a young gentleman who caught mackerel, bass and pollock over the weekend, Stephen McPhee, who has won the Snowbee Diamond Rod and Reel. Stephen McPhee a total bass caught over the weekend, which goes to a gentleman who's a very experienced saltwater fly fisher, great sport, and that goes to Martin Webster with a total length of 82 centimetres of sea bass. Martin! He's happy! The total winner of the Salt 2015, and this cup, or this prize goes to the person who has the greatest length of fish caught over the weekend. Do we agree with that? The greatest length of fish. So it could be a mackerel, pollock, not mullet, bass. And this is a prize thanks to the Hotel Ensley. 2 nights at the gorgeous Hotel Ensley, which is a sister hotel to the centre. I've stayed there. It's wonderful. Goes to a gentleman who's got 162...
That's also a day fishing the tamer bit.
Yep, 162 centimetres in length. Do you know who you are? 162. Steve McLean.
Kilhammer Distillery got involved in the UK saltwater fly fishing competition purely by chance. A friend of mine has a house down here and met Amelia, and they were looking for a whisky distillery to sponsor the event, and we were delighted to get involved. We're a small distillery, and we're looking for regional events that we can help in some way to promote Kilhammer whisky. And so this was an ideal opportunity, and we've been delighted to be part of the first event down here in St Mawes. It couldn't have gone better. The weather's been fantastic, and we very much hope that this will be something that goes forward in the future for many years, and we'd like to be involved in it.
I'm just delighted. We've had such a wonderful weekend. This festival, UK Salt, has been a year in the making. I was inspired last August when we had a guest stay at our bed and breakfast to ex-SAS, who saltwater fly fishers and said Amelia Creative Festival. It's never been done before in this country, and it's been a huge road of discovery and learning for me. I've loved meeting lots of interesting, very knowledgeable fly fishers on the way. I've loved this weekend. I've loved what we've achieved, and I'm grateful to all of you out there who fly fish, who want to embrace fly fishing in this country?
Well, we're very keen that that we carry this forward, and with all the enthusiasm we've had this weekend, we want to plan something else for next year and try and make it bigger and better. We're going to take a lot of the feedback we've had from people and try and create an even better festival for next year. As we see saltwater fly fishing, it definitely is something that's coming and getting more and more followers.
The